Trust, what a joke. You've been told it's a virtue. You've been spoon-fed the lie that trust makes you strong, that trust builds relationships, that trust is the foundation of every bond that matters. But here's the brutal truth, trusting others is the worst mistake you can make. It's not a strength, it's a vulnerability. And vulnerability is the one thing that makes you a target in this world. Let me ask you something. How many times has trust left you hanging? How many people have betrayed you? How many promises have been broken? You thought you could rely on them, didn't you? You thought their words meant something. You thought their loyalty was real. And what happened? You got burned. And now you're wondering if maybe, just maybe, trust isn't the thing you should be handing out like candy. Trust isn't a gift, it's a weapon. And you're handing it out to people who have no idea how to wield it. People will use it against you. They'll use your trust to manipulate you, to control you, to take what they want and leave you shattered in the process. And you'll sit there wondering what the hell went wrong, blaming them, blaming yourself, until you realize you trusted them. That's your first mistake right there, trusting people. It's like handing a loaded gun to a child and expecting them not to pull the trigger. People don't deserve trust, they deserve suspicion. People are broken, selfish, opportunistic, and the second you let your guard down and hand them your trust, you hand them the power to destroy you. But here's the kicker. Trust feels good, doesn't it? It feels like peace. It feels like comfort. It feels like you can finally breathe. But let me tell you something, peace is a trap. Comfort is a lie. Trust is the leash around your neck, and they're holding the damn rope. Every time you believe in someone, you're giving them a piece of yourself. You're giving them access to your soul. And when they betray you, as they always will, they rip it out and leave you with nothing but a cold, empty shell of who you were. You think you're the exception. You think you'll find the rare, loyal one in a world full of predators. That's cute. You're not special. You're not unique. They don't care about you. They don't even know you. They know how to play the game. They know what to say. They know how to get what they want, and you're the fool who handed them the key to your kingdom. Trust isn't a shield, it's an invitation, and you've invited the wolves right into your home. Every single time you trusted, you gave them a weapon. You handed them the knife they'd use to stab you in the back, and yet you still wonder why you're alone, why you're broken, why everything you thought was solid collapsed the second someone else was involved. Here's the hard pill you have to swallow. Trust is a weakness. It's not a virtue. It's not a strength. It's the thing that keeps you chained to the very people who are going to destroy you. Stop handing out your trust like it's some kind of currency that will buy you loyalty. It doesn't work that way. Loyalty isn't bought with trust. It's earned through pain, through sacrifice, through betrayal. And don't give me that trust in people nonsense. People will let you down. They'll disappoint you. They'll hurt you. And you know why? Because they're human. Humans are selfish. Humans will use you to climb higher, to feel better about themselves, to get what they want. The second you stop being useful, they'll turn their back. And when that happens, when you're alone, broken, and betrayed, don't come crying about how you trusted the wrong people. You trusted, period. I'm not telling you to never trust anyone. I'm telling you to trust yourself. The only person who's guaranteed to stay loyal to you is the person in the mirror. Everyone else, they'll leave you hanging. They'll betray you in ways you can't even imagine yet. They'll smile in your face, tell you everything you want to hear, then turn and stick a knife in your back when you least expect it. Here's what you need to realize: trusting others is a choice. And every time you choose to trust, you're choosing to be vulnerable. You're choosing to give someone the power to destroy you. People will always disappoint you, but you can rely on yourself. You can trust your own strength. You can trust your own ability to keep moving forward when the world crumbles around you. So here's the new rule: don't trust anyone. Not your family, not your friends, not your partners. Trust is a lie, and if you're waiting for people to give you the life you deserve, you're wasting your time. The only person who can give you what you need is you. It's time to stop expecting others to do the things you should be doing for yourself. It's time to stop hoping people will save you. They won't. Trust me, they won't. And when they betray you, and they will, remember this: you were warned. You made the choice to trust, and now you'll deal with the consequences. It's harsh, it's painful, but it's the truth. Trusting people is a mistake, and if you keep making it, you'll keep getting burned. But if you learn to trust yourself, if you learn to rely on your own power, nothing will ever have the ability to control you again. It's time to stop trusting others and start trusting yourself. That's the only way you'll ever be free. Let's be honest for a second. You think people care. You think loyalty exists in a world full of self-serving, narcissistic, opportunistic players. You're wrong. Everyone is just waiting for the moment when you fall, so they can step over your broken body on their way to the top. They don't care about your feelings, your dreams, or your struggles. They care about what you can give them. And the second you stop being useful, you're dead weight. Everyone you trust is a ticking time bomb, just waiting to explode the second it benefits them. They'll smile in your face, tell you how much they have your back, how much they respect you. But trust me, they're just waiting for the right moment to pull the rug out from under you, waiting for the moment when they can use you up and toss you aside like yesterday's trash. You think you're special. You think they won't betray you because you've been loyal to them. That's cute. You're not special. You're just another fool who hasn't seen the truth yet. Everyone's out for themselves, period. They don't care about you. They care about themselves. And if you're in the way of their selfish little goals, they'll do whatever it takes to get rid of you. Look at your life. How many times have you been burned? How many times have people you trusted turned their back on you? How many times have you put someone's interests above your own, only to have them betray you? You thought they were different, didn't you? You thought they wouldn't disappoint you. Well, guess what? They did, and they will again. People are always out for one thing: their own gain. They'll pretend to be your friend, pretend to be your ally, pretend to be your lover. But the moment it suits them, they'll sell you out in a heartbeat. They're not loyal. They're not trustworthy. They're just looking for the right opportunity to use you, manipulate you, and discard you when they're done. And you'll be left sitting there, wondering why you didn't see it coming. But you should have seen it. It was all right in front of you. People lie when it's convenient. They stab you when you're not looking. They take and take and take, and the second you ask for something in return, you're a burden, you're expendable. And that's the truth you've been too blind to accept. You thought love, loyalty, and friendship meant something. You thought those words meant something. But in reality, they're just empty words thrown around by people who never had any intention of backing them up. The world is full of users. People won't stick around unless it benefits them. They'll walk away the second it gets tough, and they'll leave you holding the broken pieces while they walk off into the sunset. And when they leave, don't expect any apology. Don't expect any closure. Don't expect them to feel guilty for abandoning you. They don't care. They never did. And the quicker you realize that, the stronger you'll become. So, what's the answer to all this? How do you survive in a world that's full of people just waiting to disappoint you? Simple: you stop expecting anything from anyone. You stop trusting people to come through for you. You stop thinking they'll save you when things get tough. The moment you realize that people are out for their own gain, the moment you stop expecting them to be anything more than self-serving, that's the moment you stop getting burned. You want loyalty. Build it in yourself. You want love. Give it to yourself first. You want respect. Earn it, and don't wait for someone else to give it to you. You are the only one you can count on. You are the only one who won't betray you. You are the only one who won't leave when it gets hard. You are the only one you should trust. The next time someone disappoints you, don't be surprised. Don't get mad. Don't cry. Laugh because you should have seen it coming. Laugh because you're not the fool anymore. The more you accept the truth that people are selfish, the less it hurts when they betray you. The more you expect disappointment, the less it stings when it happens. And the more you realize that no one is going to save you but yourself, the more powerful you become. You're not here for validation. You're not here for applause. You're not here for anyone's approval. You're here for yourself. And if that means walking alone, then so be it. People will disappoint you. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop being shocked when it happens. The sooner you accept that the only person who will never let you down is you, the sooner you'll rise. Stop expecting people to have your back. They never will. And the more you trust them, the more they'll use that trust to break you. But when you stop trusting people, when you stop relying on them, that's when you become unstoppable. Because no one can hurt you when you don't give them the power to. They're all just waiting to disappoint you. The only person who won't is you. Here's a little truth that will sting. No one is coming to save you. You're waiting for a hand to reach down, someone to pull you out of the mess you're in. But I've got news for you, no one cares. They'll pretend to. They'll tell you everything you want to hear, but at the end of the day, you're the one left, standing in the rubble, waiting for someone to fix what's broken. Guess what? It's not going to happen. You are your own savior. No one is going to show up when you're drowning. No one is going to rescue you from your pain, your confusion, your struggle. They'll leave you out in the cold when it gets hard, because you're not their priority. Their own problems are always going to come first. So stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop thinking that someone else will save you, because they won't. This is the harsh truth that makes the weak crumble. You've always been the one who had to save yourself. The people you've trusted. They're not heroes. They're just people who care about themselves. And when the time comes, they'll take care of their own survival, not yours. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you start building your own strength. The sooner you realize that waiting for someone else to fix you is a fool's game. You're the one who decides whether or not you rise from the ashes. You're the one who decides if you'll stand up or stay on your knees. And the moment you realize that, everything changes. The power shifts from everyone around you to you. You no longer wait for others to solve your problems because you realize you can solve them yourself. You're the one who's been in the trenches all along. You're the one who's been dealing with the chaos, the loneliness, the struggles, and yet you still rise. That's the power you possess. God didn't design you to be weak, dependent, or reliant on others. He designed you to be strong, capable, and independent. And the minute you stop waiting for someone to pull you up is the moment you step into that power. It doesn't come from anyone else. It comes from you. Stop thinking that someone's going to show up and save you from your mistakes, your flaws, your failures. There's no white knight coming. There's no magic moment where everything magically fixes itself because someone else swoops in and saves the day. There's only you. And if you can't accept that, if you're still holding on to the hope that someone will come and fix what's broken, you're just setting yourself up for the worst kind of disappointment. You're the one who needs to grab the wheel. You're the one who needs to make the decisions. You're the one who has to take responsibility for your own life. The more you lean on others, the more you give away your power. And the more power you give away, the weaker you become. Think about it when people disappoint you. When they walk away, when they betray your trust, what happens? You're left standing there picking up the pieces. And why? Because you put your faith in the wrong hands. You put your survival in the hands of someone else. And when they couldn't carry it, you fell. But you don't have to fall again. You can stand. You can rise. You can save yourself. When you realize that you are your own savior, you stop giving your power away. You stop relying on external sources for happiness, security, or validation. You stop waiting for people to treat you right because you know you can treat yourself better. You stop looking for someone else to light the way because you've learned to build your own fire. You're not waiting for anyone anymore. You're not hoping for a miracle. You are the miracle. You're the one who's been battling through the darkness, fighting the battles no one else saw. And you're still standing. That's your strength. That's your power. That's the truth you need to hold on to. You are the one who has always been there for yourself. When the world betrays you, when your back is against the wall, don't look for someone to save you. Save yourself. Don't sit there in the dark hoping someone will come and pull you out of the pit. Climb out. You have everything inside you to do it. You've always had it. It's just a matter of accepting it. The longer you wait for others to step in, the longer you stay weak. Build your own strength. That's how you rise. People will come and go. People will let you down. People will stab you in the back when you least expect it. But that's the moment you learn who you really are. When you're left standing alone, broken, but still breathing. That's when the real power is revealed. Because you didn't crumble. You didn't need anyone else to fix you. You saved yourself. You are your own savior. And once you accept that, once you embrace that power, nothing at all can break you. Betrayal. The one thing we all pretend we can avoid, but the one thing that teaches us everything we truly need to know. You want to talk about learning. You want to talk about growth. Look no further than betrayal. The moment someone stabs you in the back is the moment you finally wake up. The harsh truth you need to accept is this: betrayal is your greatest teacher. Don't shy away from it. Don't try to escape it. When it comes, learn. Learn every dark truth it brings. Because, trust me, betrayal will give you lessons you won't find anywhere else. It's painful, it's brutal, but it's real. You thought the world was one way. You thought people were good. You thought loyalty was real. Then, out of nowhere, someone you trusted drops the hammer, and in that moment, the world shifts. You see the ugliness you've been blind to. You see people for what they really are. Here's the thing: betrayal doesn't just teach you about the person who betrayed you. It teaches you about yourself. It teaches you how much of your power you handed over to someone else. It teaches you how easily you were manipulated. It teaches you how desperate you were for validation. It shows you the cracks in your own armor, the weaknesses you'd been ignoring, the parts of you that were vulnerable. But the moment you accept that, the moment you embrace the truth behind the pain, you begin to build yourself back stronger than before. You're sitting there, feeling betrayed, wondering why it had to happen. But in reality, betrayal was never about them. It was about you. It was about showing you where your trust was misplaced. It was about showing you where you needed to grow. You don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to chase after apologies. You need to learn from it and move on. Here's the part you won't like: betrayal reveals the truth. And truth is a bitch. It doesn't sugarcoat things. It doesn't make you feel good. Truth is cold. It's raw. It's unforgiving, and it hurts. But it's the only thing that will make you real. The more you cling to false loyalty, the more you hang on to relationships that are one-sided, the more you ignore the signs that you're being used, the harder betrayal will hit. But once it hits, once the mask is ripped off, you can't unsee it. You will never be the same. And that's the point. That's why it had to happen. You thought you could trust them. You thought they'd always have your back. You thought their words were gold. But you see now that people will betray you for their own gain. People will use you as long as it suits them. They will smile in your face and stab you in the back without a second thought. But once you accept that, once you stop romanticizing people's loyalty and start accepting their flaws, you'll stop getting hurt. You'll stop being blindsided. Betrayal teaches you that you are the only person you can rely on. When everything crumbles, when people turn their back on you, it's you who picks up the pieces. You learn to stop giving people the power to break you. And that, my friend, is freedom. That is the ultimate lesson. Because no matter what happens, no matter how many times you get burned, the one thing you can control is how you respond. And betrayal teaches you how to respond with strength, with wisdom, and with absolute emotional independence. It stings. Oh, it stings. It's like someone rips a piece of your soul out, and you're left standing there, bleeding and confused. But you know what? That sting is what wakes you up. That's the moment you stop living in the fantasy world where everyone is loyal, where everyone cares, where everyone is out for your best interest. It's a slap in the face, but it's a necessary one. And the sooner you face the reality of betrayal, the sooner you stop putting yourself in a position where others can do it again. Here's the kicker. You'll look back on those betrayals with a strange sense of gratitude. You'll thank them not for the pain, but for the clarity, for the lessons they forced you to learn. You'll see them for who they really are, weak, selfish, and incapable of seeing the depth of your potential, and you'll rise above them. You'll take everything they tried to destroy in you, and you'll use it as fuel to build the version of you that can't be touched, the version of you that can't be betrayed because you've learned to trust no one but yourself. Betrayal doesn't just teach you about others. It teaches you how to protect your soul. It teaches you to recognize red flags, to see manipulation from a mile away, to never hand over your trust unless it's earned, and even then, never blindly. Betrayal will show you how to build an armor of self-reliance, how to stop waiting for someone to hold your hand, because the only person you can truly rely on is you. So next time someone betrays you, don't fall apart. Don't beg for them to come back. Don't chase them. Thank them. Thank them for showing you exactly who they are and showing you the parts of yourself that need to get stronger. Thank them for the lesson, because the sooner you accept betrayal as a teacher, the sooner you'll stop being surprised when it comes again. You'll see it coming, and you'll step over it like it's nothing. The truth is simple: betrayal doesn't destroy you, it makes you. Every time they betray you, every time they use you, every time they break you, you become less fragile. You become invincible. You stop depending on them. You start depending only on you. And that's when you start winning. Betrayal is the best teacher. Now that you know the lesson, start living like it. Here's the ugly truth you've been avoiding: you lie to yourself, not to others, not to your friends or family. No, the most dangerous lies are the ones you tell yourself every single day. You lie to make yourself feel better, to avoid the pain of reality, to protect your fragile ego from facing the truth. But those lies, they're killing you slowly, quietly. You've been feeding them for so long, you don't even realize how much power they have over you. You lie when you say, "I'm fine." You lie when you say, "I'll change tomorrow." You lie when you say, "I trust people." You lie when you say, "I'm not the problem." And the most dangerous lie of all, "They'll come through for me." You're lying to yourself, hoping that people will be what they've promised to be, that they'll be loyal, that they'll come to your rescue when the walls close in. But you're fooling yourself. They won't. They never do. But don't worry, you're not the only one doing it. We all lie to ourselves. It's a coping mechanism, a way to make the world a little easier to live in. The problem is, those lies build walls around your soul. They trap you in a prison of delusion, and then you wonder why things never seem to get better. Because you refuse to see the truth, you're stuck in this loop, telling yourself things that feel comfortable instead of confronting the reality that's staring you right in the face. Let's start with the most obvious one. "I'll change tomorrow." You tell yourself this every time you put something off, every time you avoid doing the hard work, every time you let a bad habit fester. You convince yourself that tomorrow is the day you'll get serious, that tomorrow is the day things will be different. Bullshit. If you don't change today, you won't change tomorrow. You won't change next week, next month, or next year. Tomorrow is a lie. It's just another excuse to stay comfortable, to avoid the discomfort that comes with growth, to avoid the grind. And tomorrow never comes, because by the time it does, you'll have found another excuse, another reason why you can't change today. Then there's the lie you tell yourself about trust. "I trust people. I'm not naive. I'm careful about who I let in." No, you're not. If you were careful, you wouldn't keep getting burned. If you were smart, you wouldn't keep putting your trust in people who only use it to control you. But you're fooling yourself. You're pretending that the people who've betrayed you in the past won't do it again. You're pretending that this time it'll be different. It won't. The truth is simple: you're addicted to the idea that people will come through for you. You're addicted to the lie that people can be counted on when you need them. But the reality is, people only care about themselves. And as soon as your usefulness fades, so will their loyalty. but you keep telling yourself the same old lies because it feels easier than accepting the truth. You can't trust anyone, not even yourself. Now let's talk about the worst lie of them all. I'm fine. You lie to yourself to avoid dealing with the mess inside. You convince yourself that you're okay when you're really drowning. You tell yourself everything's under control when your life is falling apart. You lie because facing the truth is too painful. But here's the thing, pretending everything is fine doesn't make it fine. It makes it worse. It locks you in a cage. It suffocates your growth, and it stops you from addressing the real issues that are eating away at you. You're not fine. You're hurt. You're angry. You're broken. And until you admit that, until you stop lying and face the chaos within, you'll keep going in circles. Because the truth is, pretending doesn't solve anything. It just keeps you stuck. Let's break it down even further. The lie that's been keeping you in chains. I'm not the problem. This is the lie that lets you avoid accountability. This is the lie that lets you blame everyone else for your struggles, your failures, your lack of success. The truth, you are the problem. You're the one holding yourself back. You're the one sabotaging your own growth. You're the one afraid of change, afraid of doing the work. And as long as you keep telling yourself this lie, you'll keep avoiding the one thing that can truly set you free: responsibility. You've been lying to yourself for too long. You've been hiding from the truth because the truth is hard to swallow. But the longer you stay in your lies, the longer you stay in the dark, the longer you keep making excuses, the longer you keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, the longer you'll stay stuck. And trust me, staying stuck is the worst place you can be. But here's the flip side. Once you stop lying to yourself, once you stop pretending everything is fine, once you stop thinking that people will change, you start to take control. You start to see yourself for who you really are, and you realize that you don't need anyone to save you. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone to come through for you, because you can save yourself. The moment you stop lying, the moment you face the truth, you take the first step toward freedom. And that's when the world changes. That's when you rise. Because you stop relying on others to fill the holes in your life, and you start filling them yourself. You start living in truth. So stop lying, stop pretending, stop waiting for people to save you. The only person who can save you is you. Love and loyalty. Two words thrown around so casually, you'd think they had some kind of divine meaning. You think love makes people unbreakable. You think loyalty makes them trustworthy. But guess what? They're just illusions. Manufactured ideas to keep you tied to the very people who will use you and then leave you without a second thought. Let's peel back the layers, shall we? Love. It's nothing more than a transaction. It's the lie we tell ourselves to make our vulnerabilities feel acceptable. We say, I love you and you love me. But in reality, we're just waiting for the other person to prove their worth. Loyalty. Please. Loyalty is only as real as the moment when it's tested. And the moment things get hard, that loyalty vanishes like smoke. Love and loyalty are the most convenient lies people sell to keep you hooked, to keep you feeling like you're part of something sacred. But the truth, there's nothing sacred about it. You've believed the lie for too long, haven't you? You thought that love was the reason someone would never leave you, never betray you. You thought loyalty meant people would stick around even when times got tough. But I'm here to tell you something different. Love isn't unconditional, and loyalty isn't eternal. They come with conditions, with strings attached, and the second those strings are pulled, they snap. Don't tell me you haven't been burned by love. Don't tell me you haven't been stabbed by someone who swore to love you forever. They promised, they swore, they lied, and you believed them. And when they walked away, you were left there with nothing but the shards of broken promises scattered at your feet. And loyalty. Let's talk about loyalty for a second. What happened to that ride or die mentality? You gave someone your loyalty, didn't you? You stayed by their side when everyone else turned their back. You gave them your time, your energy, your soul. And what did you get in return? Nothing. They left, didn't they? The moment things got difficult, the moment you were no longer useful, the moment you needed them, they were gone. Loyalty is a joke. Loyalty is only as strong as the benefit the other person gets out of it. The second you stop being useful to them, you stop being a priority, they walk away, they don't care. That's the game people play. They tell you they love you. They tell you they'll always have your back. And when the going gets tough, they're the first ones to leave you in the dirt. Because in reality, people are selfish. They are survivalists. And their loyalty exists only as long as they need something from you. You're not their priority. You were just a stepping stone. The truth is brutal, isn't it? But it's the truth that will make you stronger. Once you accept this, once you realize that love and loyalty were never as pure as you thought, you start to see the world for what it is. You start to see people for who they are. They're all self-serving. They're all looking out for number one, themselves. And once you stop expecting them to love you unconditionally or be loyal to you no matter what, you stop getting hurt every time they leave. Because you realize they never loved you like you thought they did. They loved what they could get from you. So, what's the answer? What do you do when love is a lie and loyalty is a game? You stop depending on it. You stop waiting for people to prove their worth. You stop investing everything into others who haven't earned it. You build your own loyalty. You give yourself the love that you've been waiting for from others. You become the one person in your life who never leaves, never betrays, and never disappoints. You are the only constant. It's a hard truth to face. The world tells you that love and loyalty are the foundation of everything, but it's all a facade. The real foundation of life is self-reliance. It's the ability to trust yourself, to love yourself, to never rely on someone else's loyalty to feel whole. You've got to be your own support system. When the world walks away, when everyone else lets you down, the only person who won't abandon you is you. Once you get this, once you see through the illusions, everything changes. You stop living for validation. You stop waiting for love and loyalty from people who don't deserve it. You stop caring whether or not they stay. You stop holding your breath for them to come through. And in that space, you become untouchable. Because once you realize that you can give yourself the love and loyalty you've been craving, you stop needing anything from anyone. So here's the deal. Don't buy into the illusion. Stop handing over your soul to people who don't deserve it. Stop believing in love and loyalty that's never been real. You're the only one who will never disappoint you. You're the only one who will never let you down. And once you realize that, you start building a life that's untouchable. You build a life where love and loyalty are simply bonuses, not the foundation. So love yourself, be loyal to yourself, and let the rest of the world play their games. People are always playing a game. They won't tell you that, of course. They'll smile, pretend they're just being nice, but the truth is they're always playing. And if you're naive enough to believe you're not a piece on their chessboard, then congratulations, you've just become the game's next target. Everyone has their own agenda, their own set of rules, and they're looking for someone like you to manipulate. You're not special. You're just another pawn in someone else's game. The problem is, you don't even realize you're in the game. You're walking around, thinking you're living life, thinking you're being real with people, while they're smiling behind your back, making moves that you can't even see. But the moment you realize it, the moment you accept the truth, is the moment you stop playing their game. And when you stop playing their game, you win. You see, people are good at pretending. They act like they have your best interests at heart. They act like they're helping, supporting, loving you. But that's all a facade. They want something from you. They need something from you. And when you stop giving it to them, they drop the act. They show their true face. They reveal the game, and suddenly you're the one who's been played. It's all manipulation, from the innocent text messages to the helpful advice from the loyal promises to the fake acts of kindness. It's all part of the same game. You can't see the moves they're making behind closed doors, and you'll never know when they're trying to control you. But you can feel it. You can feel the strings being pulled, the pressure building, the expectations growing. And if you don't learn how to read the signs, you'll end up trapped. So let me break this down for you. Stop playing. Stop playing into their hands. Stop letting them control your emotions, your time, your energy. Stop letting them pull the strings that make you dance. People will manipulate you for their own gain. And the second you let your guard down, they'll do it without hesitation. But the moment you stop participating in their game, the moment you take back your power, they can't touch you anymore. It's all about control. The game is about control. They want to control how you think, how you feel, how you act. They want to manipulate you into making the moves that benefit them, not you. And if you keep letting them control your thoughts and actions, you'll keep losing. You'll be stuck in a loop playing their game, losing your dignity, your energy, your time, all for people who never cared about you in the first place. But here's the dark twist. The game doesn't stop if you don't play. The moment you withdraw from the game, the moment you stop being a piece on their board, they lose. That's your power. They don't know how to react when you stop playing by their rules. They don't know how to deal with someone who refuses to participate in their manipulations. They might try to pressure you, guilt trip you, or beg you to come back into the game. Don't fall for it. Their entire existence is built on making you a player in their world. When you take yourself out, you render them powerless. Don't think they'll stop trying to play their game, though. They'll keep going. They'll find someone else to manipulate, someone else to use, someone else to control. But here's the thing, let them. Let them chase after the next victim. Let them get lost in their own game. Because you're done. You've pulled yourself out. You've learned the truth. You're not a pawn. You're the one who controls the board. This is the game people play. They manipulate, they deceive, they use, they control. They might act like they have your best interests at heart, but all they care about is their own gain. The sooner you stop playing their game, the sooner you stop feeding into their manipulations, the sooner you realize they were never your friends, the better off you'll be. When you stop playing, you stop being a target. When you stop playing, you stop giving away your power. And that's the ultimate win. Because no one can manipulate you when you've already seen the game. No one can use you when you've taken control of your own life. You're done playing. The game ends here. The moment you stop participating, you win. The hardest pill to swallow, and the one most people refuse to accept, is that you are only as good as your ability to walk alone. All those people who told you that you need someone by your side to succeed, to feel worthy, to be happy, they lied. The truth is, you were never meant to depend on anyone. You're not some fragile little thing that needs constant validation, constant hand-holding, constant reassurance. You're not meant to be some emotional parasite that feeds off the approval and attention of others. You are stronger than that. You have a power inside you that doesn't need anyone to validate it. But most of you are too afraid to face the truth. Because walking alone means you have to face yourself. And most people are terrified of themselves. The world teaches you to seek out companionship, to build a network of people who can help you, to rely on others for support and comfort. But that's not freedom, that's weakness. The moment you rely on someone else, you've handed them control over your happiness, your success, and your sense of self-worth. You are letting someone else dictate your value. And let me tell you, that's a dangerous game. Walking alone means accepting that no one is going to come save you. It means understanding that you are your own savior. It's a brutal truth, but once you accept it, you become unstoppable. There is no one who can control your fate when you walk alone. No one can hurt you when you're the only one you need. And that's when you start realizing something beautiful. Being alone is the greatest freedom you can have. People will leave you. They will disappoint you. They will betray you. That's a fact. And the more you depend on them, the more you put yourself at risk. But when you learn to walk alone, they can't touch you. They can't break you. They can't make you feel inferior. Because you've already found your own strength. You've already built yourself up, and nothing, no one can take that away. The most powerful people in history didn't rely on anyone but themselves. They didn't wait for approval. They didn't beg for attention. They didn't chase after empty relationships or fake promises of loyalty. They walked alone. And in that solitude, they found their true power. That's the difference between the weak and the strong. The weak are tethered to the people around them. They need constant reassurance. They need constant validation. But the strong stand alone. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I don't want to be alone. I want love. I want connection. Yeah, we all want that. But here's the cold truth: love doesn't come from others. It comes from you. Connection doesn't come from people. It comes from within. When you learn to stand alone, when you learn to be comfortable in your own skin, when you realize that you are enough without anyone else, that's when real connection happens. It doesn't come from begging people to care about you. It comes from you loving yourself, standing tall by your own strength, and letting the world see who you are. Being alone forces you to face yourself. No distractions, no noise, no validation from others, just you. And that's the hardest part, isn't it? Facing who you really are. It's easier to look outside of yourself and see someone else's reflection. But when you look in the mirror and face your own darkness, that's when you know who you truly are. And it's in that moment, in that brutal confrontation with yourself, that your real power is born. You can't expect others to build you up when you haven't built yourself. You can't expect to be strong when you're leaning on others to carry the weight. It doesn't work that way. You have to carry the weight yourself. You have to climb the mountain alone without anyone cheering you on. And when you get to the top, when you look back and see the path you've walked, that's when you'll realize that you don't need anyone to be great. You've already made it on your own. This isn't about rejecting people. This isn't about pushing everyone away. It's about understanding that your strength comes from within. People will come and go. Friends will leave. Lovers will betray you, but you will always have yourself. And once you realize that, once you become comfortable with your own presence, you become dangerous. You become a force no one can manipulate. You become someone who can stand alone in the storm, knowing that you don't need anyone else to survive. You think you need people to make you whole, but that's the lie. You are whole already. The moment you stop waiting for someone else to complete you is the moment you realize that you have everything you need. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop looking for someone else to fill the gaps in your life, the sooner you will rise. You'll stand taller, you'll stand stronger, and you'll stand alone, unshakable. Walk alone, and in that walk you'll find freedom. And in that freedom, you'll find strength, true strength. Pain, the word we all run from, the monster hiding under the bed, the dark shadow in every corner of your mind. It's easy to blame pain for everything that's gone wrong. It's easy to scream and shout, curse the universe, beg for relief. Pain is the villain, right? The one that drags you down, makes you weak, strips you of your power. Or is it? What if pain isn't the monster you think it is? What if the real enemy is the illusion of pain? That thing you feel every time life slaps you in the face, that sting you try to escape, the one that makes you want to curl up in a corner and disappear. What if I told you that the pain you're running from is nothing more than an illusion? A perception, a mental construct that holds no real power over you unless you let it. You've been conditioned to see pain as the enemy. You've been taught that suffering is something to avoid at all costs, that it's a sign of weakness, a sign that something has gone horribly wrong. But here's the ugly truth. Pain is only a perception, and you give it the power it has over you. You give it control. You let it stop you. And why? Because it's uncomfortable. Because it hurts. Well, guess what? That's the point. That's how growth happens. Pain is a sign you're alive, that you're changing, that something is shifting inside you. But you've been conditioned to think it's a signal to quit, to collapse, to give in. Pain is not a death sentence. Pain is the birthplace of strength. And the sooner you stop fearing it, the sooner you stop running from it, the sooner you can use it to fuel your power. The reality is, you've been living in fear of something that only has power if you choose to let it. Pain can't hurt you if you don't let it. And that's the hardest lesson to learn. Pain is nothing more than a challenge to your comfort, to your weakness, to your fears. But that's where you're wrong if you think pain is a weakness. Pain doesn't weaken you, it sharpens you. Every time you face it, every time you push through it, you become a little more dangerous. You become a little more unstoppable. Pain isn't what holds you back. Your fear of it is what holds you back. You've been letting pain dictate your life because you've been too afraid to embrace it. And what you don't realize is that every time you avoid pain, you let your own growth slip further away. You need pain, you need discomfort. Without it, there's no change, no strength, no transformation. You are never going to rise if you're constantly running from what makes you uncomfortable. The second you embrace the discomfort of pain, the second you stop seeing it as the enemy and start seeing it as the teacher, that's the moment you realize that pain has no control over you anymore. You've taken the power back. Think about the most successful people, the most powerful people, the most legendary people you admire. What do they have in common? They've all suffered. They've all been through pain. They've all faced the hardest, darkest times in their lives. They didn't let it break them. They used it. They made it their fuel. They understood that pain isn't something to avoid. It's something to conquer. And the more you conquer, the stronger you become. Stop letting pain control your life. Stop running from it. The only reason pain has a hold on you is because you've given it that power. You've allowed it to become bigger than it is. The only thing bigger than pain is your will to endure it. That's the real battle. It's not the pain. It's not the hurt. It's the decision you make every time it shows up, to either embrace it and use it to rise or to shrink from it and let it hold you down. Pain doesn't have the power to destroy you. Your reaction to it does. The way you handle it, the way you process it, the way you let it shape you, that's what makes the difference. So next time pain knocks on your door, don't hide, don't run, don't pretend it isn't there. Walk right up to it, stare it in the face, and say, bring it on. Pain is the greatest illusion. It has no power unless you give it permission to have it. The moment you stop fearing it, the moment you stop seeing it as the enemy, that's the moment it loses all control over you. And from that moment on, you are in charge. You can face any storm, any challenge, any setback, because you've stopped fearing the one thing that used to control you. You've stopped seeing pain as the enemy. You've made it your ally. So take it, own it, and use it to build something stronger than you were yesterday, because pain is not your enemy. Fear of pain is. And when you conquer the fear, you conquer everything. Comfort. It's a sweet lie, isn't it? The warm bed, the soft promises, the easy way out. Everyone talks about comfort like it's a reward, like it's something you've earned. Society tells you it's okay to rest, to relax, to let go. Bullshit. Comfort isn't a reward. Comfort is a trap. Comfort is the slow poison that keeps you from becoming who you were meant to be. It wraps you up in a warm, fuzzy blanket until you're so weak, so soft, you can't even recognize the warrior you were born to be. You think it's just about taking a break, right? Just one more day of Netflix, one more drink, one more indulgence. But here's the thing, every time you choose comfort, you let your power slip away. You think you're recharging. No, you're rotting. The more you indulge in comfort, the more you decay inside. It's not just about physical laziness. It's the spiritual decay, the mental rust that sets in the longer you stay still. And once you've been stagnant for too long, that decay becomes a part of you. It becomes your identity, and you wonder why you feel weak, why you can't summon the fire you used to have. It's comfort's fault. But here's the reality, you were never meant to stay comfortable. God didn't create you to be cozy. He didn't create you to sit in your safe zone and watch the world pass by. He created you to fight, to conquer, to rise from the ashes. Comfort doesn't build strength. Comfort doesn't create warriors. Comfort doesn't make champions. Pain does, struggle does, battle does, and that's where you need to be, on the front lines, in the chaos, building yourself from the very things that try to destroy you. You've been running from the storm for too long, haven't you? Hiding behind your excuses, your distractions, your fake version of peace. It's easy to let life pass by in comfort. It's easy to forget your true potential when you've got everything you think you need. But what happens when comfort is all you've known? You lose yourself. You become weak. You become irrelevant. Because the world doesn't care about your comfort. The world doesn't care about your mental health breaks. the world will chew you up and spit you out. And if you've spent your life hiding behind comfort, you won't even see it coming. So here's the dark truth: comfort is your enemy. And if you continue to choose it over growth, over challenge, over pain, you will die in it. You'll never be what you were meant to be. You'll never reach your potential. You'll never break free from your chains. Comfort is the cage you keep yourself in, and the more you let it control you, the more it controls your life. But here's the shift. The moment you choose discomfort, the moment you choose growth over ease, everything changes. The moment you walk straight into pain, straight into the fire, you start becoming who you were meant to be. That's when you break free. That's when you rise. And yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to be hard. But let me ask you this, isn't that exactly what you need? You want strength. You want power. You want freedom. Then leave comfort behind. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for things to feel easy. Stop waiting for everything to line up just right. The perfect moment will never come. There's no perfect moment. There's only now. There's only this moment. And the longer you wait, the more you're wasting. The more you stay in comfort, the more you die inside. Wake up. You can't grow in comfort. You can't build anything real in comfort. The people who've made it, the people you admire, they didn't get there by taking the easy road. They didn't get there by waiting for the world to be kind. They got there by walking through the storm. They got there by making hard decisions, by choosing pain over pleasure, by choosing growth over stagnation. And you're capable of that. You're more than capable of that. But you've got to choose it. You've got to choose to leave the warm blanket of comfort behind and step into the unknown, the hard, the uncomfortable. And that's when the magic happens. That's when you start becoming. Don't sit around waiting for life to be easy. Don't sit around hoping for things to fall into place. You're not here to be comfortable. You're here to fight, to build, to rise. You're here to break chains, to destroy excuses, to overcome everything that tells you to give up. The world isn't going to hand you success. The world isn't going to hand you happiness. The world is going to keep pushing you into discomfort, keep testing you, keep pushing you to the edge. And it's only when you step up, when you say, bring it on, that you begin to rise above it all. The final truth you need to face. Comfort isn't the reward, it's the trap. And the moment you rise above it, the moment you break free, you step into your power. You become unstoppable. And that's the life you were meant to live. That's the version of yourself you were born to be. Rise beyond comfort. Rise into who you were always meant to be. Stop running from pain. Stop running from struggle. Step into it. Walk through it, embrace it, and watch as the world starts to bow to you.